All right, I'm in the mid. This is what I guess you would call detailing if you're really gonna put a term on it. But what I'm doing is taking out, I took the whole cowl area off the Corvette. So I took it out because we're getting a new windshield and they're gonna have to do that anyway. And so I got a little hasty in waiting. We're waiting for an OE windshield. They brought one and it just isn't very good. And so I'm kind of in between steps. I put one coat of EXO on the car and then a second coat, I'll let it, wait a few hours. You don't have to, you can go back to back. I just got sick of putting it on. And so I took apart this section here so we can clean it up. And so I'm cleaning it with 39 and then I'm gonna coat it. But this is the whole cowl area of the car. And so since we got it out of the car, I might as well make it look pretty, as well as the wiper blades. And then we're also gonna fix the routing of the lines, for the coolant lines for the intake. So we'll wrap up that install and put that plastic piece back in. So I figured I'd clean these all up and coat them all at the same time. That way it looks all nice and clean. It is kind of nice that the engine bay doesn't have a bunch of plastic like other cars. So, see, there are positives about the Corvette. But I'm using number 39, heavy duty vinyl and rubber cleaner, and one of my beat up color lock brushes that I've been using to clean basically everything. I love this brush. So, getting this nice deep cleaned. We'll spray some panel wipe on here after this. And then coat it with some Crystal Serum Ultra. And it'll stay nice and black. I guess if I was really obsessed, I would clean the backside too. Can at least wipe it down. So there you go, it looks pretty good. So we'll just set these two aside. I gotta get some new, I'm gonna order some new wiper blades here as well. So let's just do this in sections. So I got a little bit of polish dust. Let's say it'd probably make more sense if I took this out and washed it first, but I think this will do. This is one of these things that I err on the side of almost want to just buy a new one. A lot of times these parts are pretty cheap. The problem is getting Corvette parts is not as easy. Apparently there's some sort of dealership allocation system. You can't just like place an order for a part, a special order. It's like this weird system apparently. Like if they don't have it in stock, but like some dealers have it in stock, it won't generate a new order. And then dealers don't like to give up their parts because the parts are so hard to get. And so, if you work with one dealer, like the other dealer doesn't want to give it up. It's just weird. Yeah, this is kind of messier than I like. This is one of those things where I find it's really nice if you have like one car, because then you do these little weekend projects. I've gotten away from that by having too many, and it makes me want to go back to that, to have like a single focus rather than serving too many masters. I know that sounds ridiculous. If you only have one car, you're probably thinking I'm an idiot for saying that, but many times I want to just go back to those days. funny, I see all these 100-hour detail videos on 70 hours of detailing. I'm like, well, usually don't see them taking apart stuff like this. Maybe we should change the title on this, Bryce. Let's go look up the most expensive detail, like the one that they use the biggest number, and let's just make it $1 more than that. We can say whatever I want it to say. That ought to make people love me even more than they already do. Well, who decided? Well, that's what I charged myself. I transferred it from one bank account to the other. Dang, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's a little nicer than it did when we started here. I'm only using these towels because these are about to get ditched. So I'm just using my old towels that I don't really use all that often. Clean up this area. So just treat this in nice little sections. Probably using more product than I probably need to, but I find that with number 39, a brush is the key. You just spray it on and wipe it off. It doesn't have near the effectiveness as doing it this way. Really agitating, especially this porous plastic. And then rubber just cleans it up really well when you do it this way. Again, I think this would be simpler if I just 39'd it and then washed it off, but we're doing it this way. Instead of using a half a dozen towels. I said we do the wiper blade arms too. You know this. Dang, this car is gonna look good. I'm gonna list it for 100. What do you think? Think someone will pay me? You're laughing at me? I would consider it. If I was gonna buy an $85,000 Corvette, carbon 65. If you really wanted to put the stickers back on it, you can do that for them. You could very easily do that. Everything's new and sorted. Yeah, that was pretty darn dirty. Now it's nice and clean. I think I should probably just blow this off with the compressed air. Just blow this thing off. Pretty good. Okay, clean the wiper arms. I'm gonna get new wiper blades. I usually like to do OE wiper blades. Found that all my chasing for aftermarket over the years really hasn't panned out very well. So I normally just get the ones that come with the car and keep the windshield maintained. Yeah, this just needs to get cleaned up with eraser. We're going to coat these so they stay nice and black. Again, I'm going to get some new wiper arms. We just wipe this down just in some here. Or not arms, but this part. Okay. That's good. Let's do this one. So this is EXO V4, no suede applicator. Just gonna set this like this and treat it. that sit there for a minute. Cut that little rubber line. Wipe this. And again, I don't want to buff it off. I just want to wipe it flat. Not that you could take it all off anyway. That looks nice and new, fresh, clean. I'll order some wiper blades here in a few minutes. And those we're going to just set aside here. So I still got a lot of work to do on this car. I was thinking I was almost done, but I guess technically I'm not really all that close. I don't know if that's good or bad for you that are watching.
Wipers, windshield, diffuser, exhaust.
Yeah, interior. Watch these little guys. These are gonna look great. Take some EXO. Turn nice and rich, black looking. I've talked about this earlier in the video series, but I've chased all of these plastic and rubber trim specific coatings and dressings and all these different things. And I found that just doing the either CSL or EXO or both just works the best. So I scrapped, you know, Wolf's trim and Geon trim and just started using this stuff. Using whatever the flagship coating I was using on the paint on the rest of this stuff. Makes it simpler for you. You're not having to tape off your trim and trying to do some separate coating and buying some extra product. This just works. It works really well. There's that. Let that sit up for a second. I'll just wipe it flat. It'll be nice. This will have some time to sit and cure while we're waiting for our new windshield to go in. Just don't want any shiny spots. I want to have the same rich looking matte finish on the whole thing. Let's do the big one. Then we'll start to clean up the intake install. Tell me that doesn't look good. Tell me that wasn't worth the time. Man, it's amazing. These little things that I think make the car, even a new car, look better. Wow, it's so satisfying. See that? So notice I'm not having to, you don't have to load this on. You know, putting more on just means you're gonna wipe more off. As long as you're getting even, flat looking coverage, that's all that's necessary. I haven't tested it, but I don't know what the longevity difference would be of doing this versus just doing CSL or both or vice versa. But I found a lot of times that I'll just put EXO on and it on trim. Seems I haven't had it fail on any of the car yet. So, but then again, I haven't had cars very long the last couple of years, so I can't be certain. So by the time we got to the end here, this is ready to kind of wipe flat. A lot of times if you lay it on evenly, like I'm not really even doing anything on this wipe step. You know, plastic will tend to absorb more than paint is not going to absorb it. God dang, that looks better than new. I'm really glad I'm getting a new windshield and take this off. Start over.
This is going to be the highlight of the car for you, Matt. Cowl for windshield.
Doing this stuff is what's going to make me like the car. At the end of it, I'll have no choice. Fall madly in love with this American masterpiece. See how my terminology is already changing? I'm gonna start using the word dream car in my every other sentence, like every other YouTuber. Yeah, look at that, man. That looks good. Should we coat the underneath side? That'd be really obsessed. I think we'll leave it at that. We just throw it up there. Well, while we're at it, let's finish this. Let's do this one. What do you think?
Does that go back up? Is it going to fit?
Yeah. You just have to relocate the stuff. So I already did kind of clean this up, but I didn't clean it up very well. So let's take these two. We're gonna do it. Let's do it right. So this was the little radiator guide next to the intake. I've cleaned it with eraser, but I didn't do this to it. Just do a quick superficial cleaning. Sounds like a major truck out there. Okay. You know, I see, you think backing in here, I'm like, man, that's gnarly. But you see like Targets and Walmarts and like where they have to back into, it's insane.
Those little alleyways.
Yeah. Okay, that one's ready to go. New guy.
Yeah. Wait a minute, there's no way through. You can just drive straight through, probably.
I wonder if that's our Mosmatic.
Does EXO increase airflow, Matt?
Yes. This is like porting and polishing for detailers.
I'm going to put that in the item description so people know. Increases airflow. Reduces drag.
Definitely. But you got to be careful. It increases envy at your local Cars and Coffee. Kind of wipe the excess a little bit. And plastic leveling is not that big of a deal. All right. So all little plastic parts coated, yep. So now, let's fix our intake tube with a new fancy tool that I bought. Pretty good? I think so. And that sits like right next to the hood there. What do we got, Ted? Oh. Okay, so another little project here as we're cleaning up. I'm gonna clean all these jams up too. But I'm gonna pull this off I was waiting for a tool in order to be able to cut this. So what is this stuff called? Nylon tubing. So I'm going to take and cut this. So this is going to have to get cut back to here, roughly. We'll probably end up shortening this a bit. And then I've got another pipe to run, or another piece of tubing to run underneath the intake, so I can actually close the hood, because this thing hits the radiator guide box. So I think, yeah, see, this needs to sit here. And so we want to take this and cut it back. I don't think there's any stuff in this line, but we're gonna see. Yeah. The other thing I need to do is this line as well. We need to put the fitting on properly. Cut that to fit. So the length on it's pretty good, but the fitting isn't correct. So I wanted to show you the nifty little tool that I bought in order to fit this on properly. So, you know, I tried heating this. You can see, put a zip tie on it, but this is, I guess it's on there better than I thought. It's barely on there, but I bought a tool to fit this in place. And I cut it a little long, so we'll be able to cut this back and do it fresh. I'll show you that. So this was a very expensive tool to fix this. Koul Tools. And I don't know how to use it, so we're gonna figure that out together on the fly. But this is a easy on hose press. So this fitting, you have to choose the correct piece. So let's see here. Plastic inserts. So that'll sit like that. Then we take our tube. I'm going to cut this back a little bit here. So I think it's probably better to do a little actual cut instead of a crimp. So then we take this, crimp it down, and then what size is that? 15? 17? And this probably needs to come in closer, like that. Can you see what I'm doing here?
Arms in the way here. There you go.
What do I feel like? Do I need more hose? It's just sliding on our tube. So we got the right jaws. See, this is going to go on here. Somehow. So I need something that's really going to lock onto this. So there's these little plastic thingies that pop into place.
stab yours.
You on the edge of your seat, Bryce?
I was like sweating over here, waiting for you. I'm like, it's gonna go right through his finger.
My fingers are hardened steel.
I've done it too many times. I just saw the future. I'm like, it's gonna go through his finger.
Not my fingers. Okay, so we take this little plastic thing and crimp this in place. So then how do we keep this nylon tubing? Do you think they put a little piece of rubber or tape around this? I think electrical tape. God dang it, Bryce, you're always in my way.
No, your drawers are in the way.
And put a little tape around this to keep it from sliding. Let's make it look nice and clean. Already screwing it up. So why would they put this? There's a stop in there, so it can't get very close. I almost want to take that out.
Down.
There we go, it's working. Why did they put a stop so you can never get it close enough? It's stupid. I'm gonna cut that stupid stop out of there. See, there's this stupid thing in the middle here. Doesn't allow it to tighten all the way down.
You're gonna avoid your Koul Tools warranty, Matt.
Already modifying my tool. God dang it.
They must have people blasting those things on with like impact wrenches or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want it to be like all the way up against this thing. How are you supposed to put a fitting on? Because you can't, on nylon, I can't tighten this down. It's just sliding on the... Okay, that's where I burned myself. Starts to break. It's moving. Come on. Keep going. Go. That little bit of heat did it, Bryce. Don't break. I kind of did it. It's a little cockeyed. I know if I press my luck. So look, at least we got it on there. I mean, here's the factory end. That one looks a whole lot cleaner. I'm gonna try to get my tape off of here. Okay, so I ended up cutting about 6 or 7 inches off of this because it was routed very differently before. So let's see if I did this correctly. certainly, oh shoot. Shoot. Okay, it still turns. Okay. Facing the complete opposite direction I need to. There we go. Good, it's away from the belts. Nice. Okay, so that was number one. Now number two is here. So we need to do the same thing for this piece. So where do we need to cut it to? So I need to take this thing off. So we're gonna have a piece that comes down underneath. So that's gonna go there. And come down underneath here. Okay, that piece is off. This freaking hood, man. Some guys like, they do it that way so the hood doesn't fly off under when you're going 100 miles an hour. So what about every other car in the world? I can't get anything done with this stupid hood in my way. That sucker's not budging. I don't want to break this. Be stuck with more nylon. I mean, it's not coming off, but
Had some hose things or whatever. He's gonna add a LZ it to some.
all right. This sucker's gonna come over here. How much do I need to cut this thing back? Yeah, no, there is no hose.
No, they didn't even cut that.
Hmm?
They didn't even cut that.
Yeah, well, I'm
They
gonna.
just shoved the whole thing back.
Question is this end fatter, or are these three equal ends? I can cut this shorter.
That's what they did. Looking at the picture, they don't really tell you, I think, anything. They just help you figure it out.
Yeah.
Because that long tube you got going underneath, they used that to replace that one as well. Because the tube in their picture looks nothing like that one.
So I'm going to take this over here somehow. We'll probably flip this around. At least this one will give us a little more room to work with here. I need a gosh darn regular lighter, not this. How could you even use this tiny little thing? I don't even know where this thing came from. A little bit of heat makes all the difference. Close. Needs to go a lot more. Come on, baby.
It's like,
Go over.
Stop. It's really like pushing down and this way. And I can't really push up anymore from this angle.
are for straight fittings, and the pin adapters are on this side. The pinned adapters are for angled
Dang
fittings.
it.
Those are for straight fittings.
I need to tape it again. So dumb. Like, send your freaking intake with the proper hoses. That's what you do.
Just slide it in.
Yep. Come on, homeboy. Come on home.
Yep.
Got him.
Sure it's got a little slit on there.
Watch, we're gonna flip it over and there's gonna be a hole in it. Nice. Got it. I still have to go to the store and get a new piece because this thing is at the wrong angle. So now, theoretically, actually that might work. So I want to take this thing off. I just need to stop being lazy, and actually, if I cut this tube to length, I might have enough to just make that little whip there. But so I'll cut this off. I just don't know if how we're gonna be able to get it back on there. I guess we could. It's gonna be just short.
Yeah, they go over, but I imagine you don't want to go over because it looks bad, right?
Go over like this. Ah, you stupid.
WD-40.
Dang you. Yeah, I mean, you can't see this anyway because this piece
Wherever it is.
covers that. So where do I need to cut this? Right here. And I can just run a piece right there.
Any way you can turn that up or no?
This?
So you don't have that facing right next to your alternator.
Yeah, probably.
Or down, or whichever way you want to go. I just figure pointing that way seems to be the worst.
Down like that. This goes here. Now, that's not going to be long enough. I still need to go get a piece.
Let's reuse the old one.
Hmm?
Reuse the old one.
Maybe the other one's got that weird 90.
You cut it to where it's.
Take that box out of here. Let's get this box out.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing anything but going on. Come on, come on. It's almost there. That's great. Now how do we get the one on the bottom? Shoot. Gotta put this on.
like they're gonna see much real pressure anyways, but
Yeah,
this
these
is
are
an
just.
overflow line.
If we get coolant spewing everywhere, we'll know why. Now, what did I do with those screws? That is the question. It's not these. All right, people, I figured in the part of the detailing, I mean, if you're gonna go by definition of detailing, this is the kind of stuff that you do to finish a project like this. But I'm gonna do the glass next. Intake is done, got it decently set up. It's kind of fit up against the box, so it's not going to slide and hit the alternator belt there. I'll get that other clip and fix that spot where I lost the screw. I'm sure I won't be able to let that last. But this engine bay really doesn't need any kind of hyper dressing cleanup. It really isn't much because I coated the only major plastic pieces, so I won't need to do my normal engine bay cleanup to this. Everything looks pretty solid. So the next thing I'll probably be doing here after the detail is finishing up the interior, putting all the new parts on that I just got. And that's it. So this will give you some fuel, you Corvette guys, to yell at me more about it. You don't know what you're doing. So, which is partially true, but getting this car dialed in has been fun for me. You know, it's just a question of, is the dialed in version of this car something that I want? I didn't do that on purpose, I swear to you. So anyway, thanks for watching. Rather odd video here today, but that's what I do. The engine bay looks pretty good. Can't wait for the headers. I haven't heard from Billy Boat yet. No shipping notice yet. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.